Hey, what's going on YouTube? I had a quick, I know it's been a few weeks since I put a video out. I've made some videos. I had some videos of me outside, walking around, places I've been, but the videos are too long, so they wouldn't upload. I got them and I just got to piece them together and edit them. I don't know what the issue is with YouTube. It went from letting me do a 15-18 minute video down to 13. I'm gonna try to keep this one under 8 or 9 minutes. So just some quick tips that I'm gonna give you guys. For, this is for new drivers because I'm a new driver, and some of the things I've learned, okay? I'm not no salt dog. I'm just saying the things that I've picked up on. So if you're watching this video thinking you're gonna get a bunch of knowledge or this isn't somewhere else you can go to get, well, do whatever you gotta do. I'm just putting it out because these are the things I recognize. And one thing that I take a big advantage of is the TAs and the Petros that allow you to reserve a parking spot on their app, okay? And the reason why that's important is because when you're running certain areas of the country, parking after a certain time in the afternoon is very difficult. And this, from my experiences, this is what I'm experiencing. On Saturdays and Sundays, parking is difficult all day, and I can tell you why. Football season's in play, and I don't want to hear your political crap about the football season. Here's the reality. There's a lot of football fans out there that drive trucks. I noticed that Saturdays and Sundays during certain times, parking is very difficult if you want to get off the road. Okay, that's just what I noticed. I think guys pull off the road, maybe watch a game, or they get off and take their 10-hour earlier on those days right now. Because I noticed that as soon as the football season kicked off, parking got tighter on the Saturday and Sunday. Okay, and on top of that, usually guys are delivering like flatbedders and those guys, they're delivering on Mondays. Right, because nothing's open on Saturday and Sunday, so they end up being parked for a day or two. So with that in mind, the advantage of that TA and Petro is that you can reserve a spot. Because if you go to get off the road after 4 or 5 o'clock in the afternoon, every minute that you're out after 4 or 5, it seems like the parking gets tighter and tighter and tighter. All right, so it gets to a point by 7 o'clock. I mean, literally, you risk running into some real assholes because you guys are all trying to rush to get to the 1 or 2 parking spots that's left at a parking place, right? Certain parts of the states, like if you're going through Nebraska and North Carolina and things like that, rest area parking is not the greatest. I mean, it's just not. You can only park in one direction along the shoulder, so there's just not a whole lot of place to park. So I take a big advantage of my TA and Petro. Like if I know I'm delivering or if I'm picking up at a weird hour, I always reserve my spot. Yeah, you're out $14. I was told that Swift will reimburse you. I haven't tried. For me, it's just personal comfort and personal safety. I don't want to be pickle parked at some damn truck stop. And what I mean by that, just kind of parked up behind people or wiggled in at some rest area or parked on the side of the road. So for $14, I pay for my convenience. At least I know I have a place to park. I know I'm going to be able to get some food. I know I'm going to be able to get a shower in that night. So that's the way I do it. I take advantage of the TA and Petro app, and I always reserve my spot if I know I'm delivering at a weird hour. Like basically any type of delivery or pickup after 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm reserving myself a parking spot. Okay, it has saved me several times where I've been. Like I would have been out of hours if I didn't have a place, and I had to move on. I would have had to drive with an expired clock, so to get to a safe spot. So it's up to you. I know some people don't want to spend the $14, but it's worth it. Another thing is, where else was I gonna say? 34-hour resets. Take your 34-hour. My recommendation is take your 34-hour reset underneath the load, especially when you're running solo. A lot of times, if you pay attention, if you really plan your run out properly, sometimes they have enough time built into that load, and that you can take the 34-hour reset under load, and that's how I would recommend doing it. Other than that, if you got good recaps rolling on, I would keep rolling on my recaps until I could work a 34-hour reset under load. Okay, that's just me. I know some guys, probably let their clock expire and take a 34, but I try to do it under load. And obviously, what kind of recaps you have rolling on, you know, can determine if you're going to be able to do that or not. Okay, like I've had a couple times where I had 2 3.5 hour recaps rolling on because it was just 2 messed up days. But luckily, I had 9s and 10s and 9s and 10s after those 2 3 hours that it worked out. I mean, I was sucking wind to make it, but I made it. So if you can make it work, and yeah, it will be tight, I would recommend doing that, so that way you're not losing out on money, right? Because that's why you're out here, is to make money. So another thing that I learned is, man, I roll soon as, if I'm under load and I got to be somewhere, I'm rolling at my 10-hour mark. So basically 15 minutes after my 10-hour is up, I'm rolling. I don't, you know, even though I could probably sleep in and, you know, I got plenty of time and not roll until, you know, 12 or 13-hour mark after doing a 10-hour, I don't recommend it. I recommend getting there as quickly as you can. So I always recommend, as soon as you know, basically I get about 5 to 7 hours of sleep a night. I wake up, you know, about that 8-hour mark. I get, you know, if I want to take a shower, I go take a shower, but I usually shower at night. I get some food, I get my truck pre-trip, and then at that 10-hour mark, I pre-trip the truck again based off the Qualcomm, because I pre-trip my truck well before I need to, you know, but you got to get that 15-20 minutes to let it run on the clock. So, I mean, I guess they want to see that you're pre-tripping the truck under time. I don't always pre-tripping my truck. I pre-trip my truck after I post-trip my truck. I mean, you got to take care of your truck, okay? But basically, as soon as my 10-hour mark's up, I let my clock run for 15 minutes, and then I go ahead and take off. So that way I don't risk taking off and then all of a sudden looking, I got to take another 10-hour break because I rolled a minute too early. So you got to be careful of that. I always try to give about 10-15 minutes on the side of that 10-hour clock. But that's pretty much all I got. Like I said, you got to take advantage of the TA Petro prepaid parking. If you don't, you'll find out when you get out here. You'll find out that it's a mistake not to take advantage of that when you're running some crappy hours, because and when you get up, especially up in New York and New Jersey, 5 o'clock in the afternoon, you're gonna be hurting to get a parking spot. That's all I'm gonna say. All right, y'all take it easy out there.